Nick Dixon.
And I'm Stephanie Smythe. Welcome to Live at 5 on CP24 and CTV Toronto.
There will be a rare sitting of the Ontario Legislature this weekend as the government works on passing back-to-work legislation to end the college strike.
East agreed to work this weekend to get the students back to work next week.
The bill was introduced this afternoon, but the NDP would not give consent to begin the debate today. MPPs now have to sit tomorrow and Sunday to pass this legislation.
Let's go live right now to CP24's Courtney Heels at Queen's Park, where it's now all about the finger-pointing court.
Oh, that's for sure, Nick and Steph. A lot of finger pointing here at Queen's Park. The Liberals blaming the NDP for balking this back-to-work legislation. The NDP blaming the Liberals for not getting more involved in the negotiation process. The PC saying the Liberals should have done something sooner. So today we had a chance to hear from Deputy Premier Deb Matthews, who weighed in on what happened today. Now, we had a sense, of course, that the NDP would in fact block this back-to-work legislation, and that's exactly what happened. But they also blocked the opportunity for a debate. That's why things wrapped up here so quickly today. So we heard from Deb Matthews, who's pointing the finger at Andrew Horwath, the NDP leader. Have a listen to what the two have to say.
They are blocking the return. The colleges and the faculty need time to get ready to welcome the students back, and the faculty is still on strike, right? So they won't. They need the back-to-work legislation before they get ready to go back to the classroom. So this action by the NDP is jeopardizing the return to classes for the students.
It's my job and my responsibility to review government legislation before just passing it sight unseen. I have to say I'm feeling very badly for the students. I'm glad to hear that Tuesday they'll be back in classroom and Monday that instructors will be back in the schools. That's really great news. The students have had to go through an awful lot these last 5 weeks as Kathleen Wynne sat on her hands and did nothing to address this strike. We've raised it in the House many, many times, trying to pressure the government to get involved.
Now, one thing all MPs were able to agree on today is that they unanimously approved the idea of coming back tomorrow. So they will return again on Saturday at 1 o'clock, a pretty rare sitting to go over this back-to-work legislation, go through the debate process. That happens between 1 and 6 o'clock on Saturday. And then the same thing is expected to happen on Sunday, Steph. So this is going to take all weekend. Again, it is fairly rare, but there is going to be this process, which is, of course, part of what has happened here at Queen's Park. The fact that the NDP say they want this chance to look at the legislation, go over the debate, have their say, really. And there's still this question of when the students will be returning to the classroom. At this time, Deb Matthews is saying she's heard from the two sides, so OPSU, faculty members, I should say, along with the College Employee Council. They're both saying they still need at least 24 hours to be able for the students to return. Back to you.
Okay, Courtney, thank you. Well, while MPPs will be debating the back-to-work legislation this weekend, the colleges and faculty are thinking about that return to class.
As soon as it's passed, then the first day back, day one, we would see the faculty coming back and getting things back into working order. You just can't just flip the switch, and we would envision day two, classes back up and running. So typically in the past, when you see the opposition opposing this type of legislation, it takes 3 or 4 days, maybe up to 5. We're hoping that all parties will see that it's all about getting the students back in the classroom.
It's unclear how this is going to play out over the next few days about getting us ready. Obviously, faculty will do whatever we can, but being legislated back to work without a return to work protocol means that there is going to be just a huge amount of unpaid overtime, or just a huge amount of overtime, and no real direction on how we're supposed to make up the learning outcomes that have been missing for the past 5 weeks.
Now, we also spoke earlier with the president of the Fanshawe College Student Union. She says they want help with the financial impact of the strike.
It's really scary, it's really anxiety-inducing, and I've actually, just today, I put out a post and I said, hey students, send me any concerns you have regarding the strike. Within not even a day, I got over 60 responses, and students are saying they have placement concerns, they have daycare, they want their daycare refunded, they want lease agreements, leases funded when they have to extend their leases into the winter semester now.
Now, some colleges are already saying classes will be extended until December the 22nd, and the winter semester now won't start until January 29th. The winter semester will also be extended by a week until now April the 27th.